My Huskies, they got knocked off yesterday. Great battle with the Florida Gators.
Took it well. Took it real
Dan
well.
Hurley, of course, he took it like a champion should. I like my losers to be sore losers. So you got to take the good and the bad.
Stand up for that dude? I mean,
why wouldn't I?
I'm just saying.
The back-to-back national champ.
No, he's a great coach. I'm just saying. Minutes at seconds after he knows cameras are in the tunnel, right?
Of course.
And this is what I mean. It's the refs.
Hey, what, Rap? Hey, Rap. Listen, Rap. You and your journalist committee have decided that this isn't how a guy's supposed to act. Mm-hmm. This is not how a coach is supposed to act. Mm-hmm. How about Dan Hurley gets to decide how Dan Hurley acts? Guy wins back-to-back national championships. The boys absolutely love him. But I understand you journalists don't like the super competitive coach. Let's go to the Super Bowl real quick. Nick Serriani, mm-hmm. you and your journalist friends got a lot to say about how he operates, but the boys love him. I appreciate that Dan Hurley's always Dan Hurley. Rap, did you hear what he said though afterwards? Whenever he was when he talked about where he is now versus where he has been the last couple of years and talking about the scrutiny and everything. And he said he's going to readjust, refresh, reset this offseason, get back to coaching. I think there is a chance we see a different Dan Hurley going forward, but I don't think it's a bad thing that he acts differently than everybody else because he always does it. He's always a psychopath, Rap. Mm-hmm. And the boys know it, and the boys love it.
So the Serriani sort of corollary is a good one, I think, because look, is it in the head coaching manual? Is there a page for trash talking your own fans? Probably not. Would be my guess.
Whoa! No, it was because the guy wanted him to run the ball.
No, I get it, but I'm saying they love him so much in the locker room that it's sort of that's the currency, right? Did I love to see Dan Hurley, as he's now become known, trash talking the refs after? Probably not, but that his guys are that's my guy, and I think that's that's the real stuff,
You're looking for Daniel Hurley. That's what you would like.
Yes.
None of this Dan. I'm looking for Daniel. Correct. Yeah.
I wonder if he had the dragon underwear on, Tone. Have we got to the bottom of that? Was he wearing the same skivvies as he was the last 2 years? Maybe that's part of the problem.
I'm not positive, but all I know is in the gambling world, Dan Hurley is the GOAT. Okay, he has covered 14 straight tournament games. That run is still going. Now he won 13 straight until the close loss against the number 1 Florida Gators. But in the gambling world, you can always trust Dan Hurley, just like his boys can. And if he's firing, he goes, listen, basketball. That's how basketball coaches are. Yeah. I have never met a basketball coach in my entire life that isn't just an absolute psychopath. Our high school basketball coach off the court, great guy, nicest history teacher of all time. Shout out Ron Richards. On the basketball court in practice, absolute psychopath. That's just who basketball coaches are.
I love it.
They kind of have to be, I think, to kind of rally everybody. Because you need every single ounce of energy, every single possession, because you never know what's going to happen. And I will say that's another thing about these college hoops. I did forget about how chaotic some of these moments of basketball are. I mean, we're talking air balls. We're talking throwing layups through the backboard. We're talking about passing it out of bounds, dribbling out of bounds. We're talking about some madness still happening on the court. But
so one of the things we were talking about kind of coming in here, Reese, is Daniel Hurley, UConn coach, went a little viral on the way to. I appreciate the Daniel on the way to the locker room. But look, it's a brief moment. It's probably the most memorable one here, but he's had a lot of memorable moments as UConn's coach. Now that they are out, can you help us appreciate the run that UConn's had over the last 2 into 3 years?
Thank you, Rap.
Thank you, Rap. Good work.
I think it's one of the great runs in modern tournament history because it is so difficult to keep a team together. Because if you have great young players, they go to the NBA. If you have great older players, somebody bids a lot more money, you have to manage your salary cap. Then you also have to deal with complacency, which is, as we've been told many times by people familiar to all of us, is the enemy of greatness. and they were able to fight that off largely because of the force of Danny's personality. And he has to have his kind of guys playing for him. Not just anybody's going to be able to go and play at Connecticut for Dan Hurley. You got to have a little edge to you. You got to have a little bit of thick skin. And all of those guys want to be coached that way. And I was not. I think Florida's the best team in the tournament. I still do. And I was not at all surprised that they had to fight with every ounce of their being to take that away from UConn because UConn wasn't going to hand it over for a second. As far as the aftermath, look, I mean, he is the best coach in the game in my judgment, but that's just him. He's going to do that stuff. He's going to have these fits of pique, in the moments afterward and feel like that he got hosed and all of this. So I'm not too bothered by it. I think he got a little bothered by some stuff I said earlier this year when, he's lying on the floor and screaming at the officials and stuff like that. But, he'll get over it. He's a great coach.
Did he say something to you?
No, he sent word that he didn't appreciate it, so it's okay. But I don't.
He sent a capo. Okay. He sent one of his captains. Go let.
I don't think he sent word. I think he just shared it, and then it was shared with me. But it's okay. We're good. I think the world of him. I enjoy talking to him. I think he's a fascinating dude, man, and I know he's a great coach. And he gets mad. It's okay, and we all do sometimes.